ביאור משנה ח', explanation for the 8th Mishnah. נשים ועבדים וקטנים פטורים מן הסוכה. Women, slaves, and minors are not obligated in the sukkah. בברייתא בגמרא, in the ברייתא in the Gemara, מבואר הטעם שנשים פטורות מן הסוכה. It says, what do you mean? Why they have to eat matzah on Pesach, so why don't they have to be in the sukkah?
They call
anybody below 13. Yeah, anybody. Yeah. And like we learned, there's something chinuch, but they're part of a sukkah. And he's going to tell you exactly what is a katan over here. Yeah, משום שנאמר, because it says, כל האזרח בישראל ישבו בסוכות. It says, כל האזרח בישראל, all the citizens in Israel, will sit in the sukkot. You can say, כל ישראל ישבו בסוכות, it's enough. You don't need the word אזרח over there. ודרשו, so this is האזרח, so the sages learned, when it says the word אזרח, citizens, what do they mean? להוציא את הנשים, to hint that the women are not obligated. ברם, so this is, they learn from the word האזרח. ברם, לפי מסקנת הגמרא, but according to the conclusion of the Gemara, it's not from the word אזרח, they know it. How do they know it? הלכה למשה מסיני. They know it because Moshe came down the mountain and tells the guys, women are not obligated. ואין הדרשה אלא אסמכתא בלבד. And this is not a proof, it's just a clue, just a hint. So it says, well, hold on, I don't need hints, I don't need nothing. I can tell you for sure that women are not supposed to. Why? There's a rule. What's the rule? ואף על פי שבלאו הכי הרי נשים פטורות. But I already know that women are not obligated. ממצוות עשה שהזמן גרמן. It's a positive commandment that has to do with time. Yeah, and over here it's 7 days. מכל מקום הוצרכה גם הדרשה או ההלכה. But nevertheless, we need also to learn it, or the halacha, לפי שאפשר היה לחייבן בסוכה, because you could have obligated in the sukkah, because it has nothing to do with time. It's just, you just tell them, leave over there now. Tishvu ke'en the duru. It says, what do you do? What's the problem? It's not like you have to do something. Whatever you do in the house, take care of the kids. Where? In the sukkah. Yeah, what's the problem? מה דירה איש ואשתו? אף סוכה איש ואשתו. Just like in your house you live. So at sukkahs you need a special הלכה מסיני. או שהיינו לומדים בגזרה שווה. Or another problem about Sukkot is that you would think that you're obligated to eat. Why? Because there's a gzera shava. There's a similarity between Sukkot and between Pesach. That's right. 15 מחג המצות. We learned 15 from the holiday of Pesach. And just מה להלן נשים חייבות, just like women are obligated in eating matzah, אף כאן נשים חייבות. Also over here, women are obligated. לפיכך באה הדרשה, this is why Moshe needs to come down from the mountain and to teach us, או ההלכה, להשמיענו, to teach us שפטורות מן הסוכה, that they are not obligated in the sukkah. Okay, so נשים are not obligated. עבדים, slaves, what kind of slaves? היינו עבדים כנענים. They are slaves who are in between state, these kind of slaves. Yeah, the slaves that are Jewish, but you didn't feed them yet. They converted, but they weren't freed. Yeah, they were converted. Eved Knani.
Converted to Judaism.
Yeah, but he's not completely converted until he gets freed. He's not obligated in all the commandments, because some of the commandments he's obligated to his master, not to God. Yeah. Otherwise, you're not allowed to hold them as slaves, by the way, in Israel. היינו עבדים כנענים, דינם כנשים. They're the same rules as women, because they're just like women are obligated to the kids, to their house, they are obligated to the masters and not to God. So there's some commandments that has to do with times that they're not obligated in. שפטורים הם המצוות שאנשים פטורים הם. And the law is like this, whatever women don't do, they don't do. That's this. והקטנים, what about minors? Minors is easy. Because they're minors. That's in every commandments. They're not obligated. לפי שאינם חיוב. Because they're minors. They're below 13. So now he's going to call minors, but hey, minors, there's also such education. When do we start with education of the minors? Yeah? So it says, Katan she'eino tzarich li'imo. It says, this is when you start the education. The education comes when the small child doesn't need his mother. What do you mean? When does the small child doesn't need his mother? Shetetapel bo. He doesn't need his mother to run after him, to feed him, to clothe him, to take care of him. She'enu karuch acharea. It means that the kid doesn't run after a skirt all day long. When there's a small child, the kid's running after the mother's skirt, then he's not obligated. Because why? He goes with the mother. He needs the mother. B'Gemara mevuar, so the Gemara explains to you, but exactly when there's a stage where you're not sure he belongs to the mother, he doesn't belong to the mother. Where does the stage? So it says it's an easy stage to remember. Kol sheni'or mishnato, if he wakes up at night, in the middle of the night, ve'eno kore ima, and he doesn't say mami, then start to educate him. That's it. Yeah, that's a chinuch. כלומר, שאינו קורא ושונה עד שתשוב אליו, אלא קורא ושותק. It means he might even say mommy once, but then mommy doesn't come, he goes back to sleep. He doesn't need his mommy. That means he doesn't need his mommy. As long as he doesn't scream for half an hour, mommy, it's good. Then he is chayav besukkah. Then he is obligated in sukkah. Not in the sukkah itself, he's a minor. But כדי לחנכו במצוות, you've got the obligation to educate him. Up to here, not new subject, but a little bit interesting subject. מעשה וילדה כלתו של שמאי. Shammai's daughter-in-law gave birth to a son. Yeah? Hazaken. And what did he do? So she stayed at the house. She has a room in the house. What did he do? Pichet et ha'ma'aziva. He broke the roof. He broke the roof of the house. Because, why? The ma'aziva, the tit. Because then you have the boards. And the boards, we said, they are kosher. If you pakpek otam or this. So Shammai, what did he do? He said, he made sure, not she does, she's not obligated. The boy, Yalda.
Was born.
I know, but it looks like he holds that from the kids, where's chinuch for them? From the time they're born. פיחת המעזיבה. שבר מקצת מן התקרה כנגד מיטת כלתו. He broke the ceiling a little bit, like on top of the bed of his daughter-in-law. ושיחך על גבי המיטה. And then he put סכך on top. והניח שם סכך. בשביל הקטן. Not for her. She's not obligated. But for whom? For him. Says, what do you mean for him? He just was born yesterday. And we just mentioned that you're not obligated. בשביל הקטן, because of the small one. שנולד, that was born. שלדעת בית שמאי, because according to the opinion of the house of שמאי, כל קטן חייבים לו שיביר בסוכה. It says, it's from the time you're born, you're obligated in the sukkah. יש מבארים, there are those who explain, ששמאי מחמיר לחייב בחינוך, אפילו קטן צריך לאמו. It says the obligation doesn't start when he doesn't need his mom. The obligation starts immediately. What do you mean? When he doesn't need his mom, and when he doesn't need his mom, you don't need to educate him? Why do you say your education starts like this? כיוון שאפשר וראוי לכך. It says you can educate him from birth. That's the obligation starts. שכן הדין בכל מצווה לחייבו בחינוך בזמן שאפשר וראוי לכך. It says as soon as you have you can educate, that's when you educate. So over here, you educate from when? You can educate. You can give him the atmosphere of the holiday already done. וחכמים סוברים, but the sages hold, שהואיל ואימו פטורה מן הסוכה. It says since the mother is not obligated in the sukkah, לפיכך כל שהוא צריך לה, therefore anybody that needs the mother, אינו ראוי לחינוך סוכה. It's not befitting for him to start educating him by sukkah, because if she is not obligated, he says, what kind of a chinuch is? She's not going to take him there. You're giving him double message. Yeah? On one hand, she tells him you can be out of the sukkah, and then no, it says no. You start educating when you can start educating. Don't start educating when it's wishy-washy. Yep, that's the question. When do you start educating? With Ritvishi Woshi or even before? Okay.